Hey guys, so today I'm going to share with you my vegan story. Sorry it's taken me a little while to make this video. Just a quick heads up, my vegan journey is quite a long one, so I'm going to keep it as brief as possible. If you do have any questions about my journey, feel free to leave comments below. I will definitely get back to you. So just a bit of background. When I was little, I didn't like the taste of meat, I didn't like the texture of meat, and I was pretty fussy when it came to eating meat and seafood. My parents didn't make me eat fish because I couldn't stand it, and even if we went to restaurants and there was fried rice, I would pick out the prawns. I was pretty pedantic with it, I didn't like it, so I didn't eat it. Even at family barbecues, if my dad made steak and he made me eat it, it would take me hours. I would sit there for hours eating this piece of steak because I did not like it, I didn't want to eat it, and I struggled to. When I was little, I had quite severe eczema, so my parents took milk out of my diet because that was the main cause of my eczema flare-ups. I didn't like the substitutes they gave me. I didn't like goat's milk, I didn't like soy milk, and so my parents struggled for a little bit there, until I decided to drink some soy milk a couple of years later. So that's a little bit of background. When I was little, we're talking about kind of probably around like 5 to 10-ish. Fast forward a little bit to when I was 14, I was working at Hungry Jack's. So for some of you guys, that is Burger King. I was working there, I was just serving, but I was exposed to how they make the food and how they cook all the meat and deep fry stuff, and it just repulsed me. I didn't like the smell of it, I couldn't stand being around it. I think that was the biggest trigger for me not wanting to eat meat anymore. Also around this time when I was at high school, I was in my social studies class and I was watching a documentary. I'm not entirely sure what the documentary was about, but I know there was a tiny snippet of chickens having their throats slit, and it just disgusted me. So around this time when I was 14, I went to my mum and I told her I didn't want to eat meat anymore. She thought this was quite crazy, and as like any concerned mother does, she told me that she didn't think it was the best option for me to cut meat out of my diet. So she said to me, when I turned 16, if I wanted to stop eating meat, then I could. From then on, she didn't make me eat meat that I didn't want to eat. I still ate some chicken, some mince if it was in like spaghetti bolognese and that sort of stuff, but I was pretty picky and choosy with the meat I ate and how much I ate and whatnot. So when I turned 16, I decided from then on that I didn't want to eat meat anymore. I was still having a bit of dairy if it was cooked into things, same with eggs if it was cooked into things. I didn't really like the taste of egg yolk, so I wouldn't really eat many eggs by themselves. Rarely had chocolate. The dairy used to make me feel quite sick, and it used to kind of exacerbate my skin issues. I used to make a lot of my own food at home. I would eat lots of dates at lunchtime. I would make my own pastas with corn pasta, and I'd make my own like tomato passata sauces and stuff like that. So I'd get tomatoes and then I'd get herbs from my garden and I'd make them into a sauce for the pasta, or I'd do stuff like mushroom risottos and that sort of thing. So from 16 to about 21, 22, I was vegetarian. I decided to go vegan. It was a little bit of a transition. I don't really know what sparked my decision. From memory, I was traveling, and I had ordered something like a vegetable soup, and it came out with egg through it, and I think in my head I just thought I didn't really like the taste of the egg, and I just thought it was so unnecessary, and so I decided to cut egg and any other dairy like cheese out of my diet. So I went through university as a vegan. There wasn't a lot of options for me, and I was pretty terrible with my diet then. I'd take lots of things like rice crackers and wasabi peas to just nibble on, and I would get soy milk coffees, or sometimes I would get juices. But I ate like a bird. I didn't feed myself properly. I probably would have done so much better at uni if I had like a healthier vegan diet then. But I passed and whatever. In my last year of uni, in semester break, I was overseas in Japan, and I was in a little mountain town. I came across an op shop or a thrift shop. There was a bookshelf, and the only English book they had in there was a book on juice cleansing and raw foods. So I was pretty curious by this. I was in my last year of nutrition at university, and I had never heard of raw foods and juice cleansing. So it kind of intrigued me, and I bought this book. I paid a couple of yen for this book, and I read it back to front about 3 times before I got home. I thought it was the most interesting book. It spoke about clearing skin, eczema and acne, both of which I was suffering with, increasing your energy and having better moods, balancing hormones, alkalining the body, and all these different things. So when I got home, I decided I was going to follow a cleanse that was in the book, or follow some of the recipes, and I ended up doing a 32-day juice fast. I was interested to see if it was all it cracked up to be. I wanted to know if it was going to clear my skin. And going from a diet that was relying a lot on caffeine and processed vegan foods to a diet that was full of nutrients, really hydrating, really alkalining, I saw huge improvements. My acne cleared up. People were commenting on how awesome I looked, saying my skin was glowing. They also commented on how I was so happy all the time, and I just felt really good. My whole self changed really. I felt really happy with myself. And after that juice cleanse, I got into the raw foods. Since then, I have been a raw vegan. I was very fortunate to meet my now fiance when he had just started his raw vegan journey 2 years ago. And so it does make life a lot easier. So very lucky. I was initially vegan for health. I now am vegan for the animals. So yes, that is my vegan story, my vegan journey. It has been a long one, 15 years in total. I have been plant-based for 13 years, vegan for 7.5, almost 8 years, and raw vegan for just over 3.5 years. I definitely believe that this is the best diet for our bodies, for our health, and of course the animals and the environment, our planet. Like I said at the start of the video, if you've got any comments or questions, leave them below. If you want to know stuff because you're transitioning to a vegan diet, I'm very happy to help. If you guys haven't subscribed to our channel, feel free to subscribe if you want to see more what I eat in a day videos and other health and vegan related videos. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and Snapchat. So yes, thank you all, and sorry that it's been such a delay since our last video. We definitely won't leave it that long in the future. So yes, take care. Catch ya. Today, stop saying start again. I pretty much went cold turkey. Oh, I don't know what to say. Then and there that I didn't want to eat